You're listening to the Daily Sales Tips Podcast, and I'm your host, Scott Ingram. Today, Raj Nation is back with an incredibly thoughtful tip. It's a little longer than usual, but well worth the extra time. Here he is.
This is an interesting time for all of us. In my lifetime, it is unprecedented. I have never seen something where every major sporting event or large group gathering just gets canceled. Not even every major sporting event or major sporting event, but even the minor sporting events. Everything is getting canceled. And there is a shockwave that is being felt throughout the business world. Of course, I'm talking about the coronavirus. And there has to be a shift in how you sell in the age, let's call it, or in the time of this pandemic. Now, hopefully this recording will end up being a blip on all of our radars and will actually be highly irrelevant very soon. But we do have to prepare for it being relevant, or for this idea that coronavirus sticks around for a decent amount of time, at least a few months, maybe 6 months or longer. And it has to change the way you sell. And I say that because it is something that everyone is feeling, right? Whether you have actually physiologically contracted coronavirus or not, we all feel it. As I'm talking to you about this right now, I have a certain uneasiness or pit in my stomach, which I've had all day in the last couple days, because it's on all of our minds and we're confused and we're concerned and we're scared and we don't quite know how to act as a result, or what is the appropriate way to act as a result. So here's my take on how to sell amidst the coronavirus. It is foolish to ignore it, okay? If you've got a buyer on a demo call, don't try to skirt by without acknowledging it, thinking that, oh, if I don't mention it, it's not a thing and they'll forget about it and I can slip in a sale without coronavirus coming up as a potential blocker to the deal. No, it's not going to work. You have to get out in front of this thing. And I would recommend start your call by asking them, hey, how is this impacting your company? How is it impacting your business unit? How is it impacting your job? Specifically, how is it impacting the way you're making decisions right now? You need to get out in front of it. Ignoring it is not the answer. You need to, for lack of a better word, embrace at least the concept of it and try to work within the confines of this, right? The rules are changing for the time being. So you need to talk about this with your potential buyer. And as part of that, you need to appreciate the psychological impact that this is happening. And as a result, you have to temporarily augment your value proposition. See, in a normal environment, you are most likely selling to one or a couple of the top 3 needs in Maslow's hierarchy of needs. So if you picture Maslow's hierarchy, at the top of the pyramid, the 3 top levels are esteem, love and belonging, and self-actualization. So in a normal scenario, in a normal environment, you're typically selling to one or a couple of those 3 needs: esteem, love and belonging, self-actualization. But right now, our 2 most basic needs as a society are under attack. So the base part of the pyramid in Maslow's hierarchy are physiological needs and safety needs. Right now, those 2 needs are under attack. Without feeling secure in our 2 basic needs, physiological and safety, it is nearly impossible to think that any of the other 3 matter. That's why it's a hierarchy. You have to have one to get the next and the next and the next. So again, if our basic needs are under attack, it is going to be nearly impossible to try and have a message and a value prop that only speaks to the top 3 needs, because they're not going to matter in the face of this. So you have to augment your message to fit the current buying scenario, to fit the current landscape. You have to augment your message to fit the times, even if it is just temporary. If you are doing outbound prospecting, your emails should speak to the situation and how your product kind of fits within that situation. You should speak to how, hey, amidst all this stuff, here are some things that we know are top of mind for insert buyer group. We believe what we have can help with that. And then in your demo calls or your discovery calls, again, you want to bring it up, but you need to relate what you're talking about in a different way. You need to augment your messaging to better suit one or two of the basic needs of Maslow's hierarchy: physiological needs and safety needs. Your messaging must augment around those. So, for example, let's say you were selling benefits software to HR. Whether it is an outbound email or a call or a demo call, and you've got to present something to them. If you're selling benefits software to HR, can you make the case that this is a time when their staff, let's call the company, the buyer here, Acme. Can you make the case like this? Like, Acme, this is, for lack of a better word, a crisis. It's a pandemic. You've made your employees go remote, which is a great decision, right? Everyone's working from home, but your staff is also confused at this point, I would bet. And at a time where they're confused and concerned, they're thinking about the security of their own future. So this is a time for you, Acme, as the employer, to stand up and show your employees that you're not giving up on them. This is a time where your employees need to know that Acme has their back. It's your job to make your team feel secure. And investing in this software is a vote of confidence, right? So you see how that is radically different than what you might say when things are great, when there's no pandemic. You have to change the need you're selling to, the psychological need you're selling to. It's almost like the pyramid has been flipped, right? Physiological and safety needs are not a given right now. So you need to augment your messaging and sell to one of those two needs if you're going to make a connection and actually get through and make some deals happen and make some leads come in during this difficult time.
For more about Raj Nation and a great place to comment on this topic is either on the website or we'll ultimately link to Raj's LinkedIn post about this. Just click over to dailysales.tips/422. Then be sure to come back tomorrow for another great sales tip. Thanks for listening.